Hey you guys, what's up? So today we're going to talk about somewhat of a sensitive subject. We're going to be talking about depression. I have my friend Rachel, who was so gracious enough. Rachel, thank you so much for allowing me to question you and talk to you about this sensitive subject. So I just want to start this video off by saying we're not experts. This is just Rachel's experience with depression and how she would manage to deal with it and is dealing with it. So I just want to put that out there that we're not professionals, but we do believe in a powerful, powerful, almighty God who is able to do all things, who is able to break every chain over your life. And so that's what we're going to bring to you today. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please leave comments below. Subscribe, tell a friend to subscribe. I love you guys and thank you so much for all your love in these videos. I appreciate you guys and peace out. I'd say I started battling depression probably around middle school, or that's at least when I noticed that something was going on with me. I wasn't happy. I just felt like something was off with me. I didn't really want to socialize with any of my friends. I kind of lost interest in like things that I used to like to do. And I was going through a situation and I just wasn't happy about it. Some of my trigger points were I got very frustrated very easily, so I was very emotional, so I would cry a lot, and I would isolate myself from other people. Like I didn't want to be around other people, I didn't want to talk to other people. I did. I remember I was probably in my sophomore year of college. I was in class and we had to do an assignment where we were supposed to be working quietly and independently. I remember before I got to class, I was dealing with my feelings. I knew that I was sad, I wasn't happy, and I tried to get it together before I got to class. I got to class, I started working my assignments, and my feelings started acting up again, and I couldn't get through it. I got really frustrated. I started crying, which I didn't like. I was really embarrassed that that was all in my feelings. So I had to end up leaving class, and I spent most of the class in the bathroom, like crying, like just trying to talk myself, to just get myself to calm down and get it together. I ended up missing probably all of class. By the time I got back, it was just enough time for me to get my things and leave. So that's when I kind of realized that how I was feeling was affecting pretty much every part of my life. I couldn't learn, I couldn't interact with friends. I just knew I wasn't myself, and I knew I didn't want to stay this way. I started realizing that instead of like pushing my feelings away, instead of avoiding like how I was feeling, I knew that I needed to figure out like why I felt this way. I was at a point where I was just crying, over being frustrated, over just isolating myself from people because I didn't want to feel that way. So I did my best to kind of work through my feelings, to understand why I was feeling, the reason why I was feeling the way I was feeling. That's one thing that I think really helped, and that kind of led me to start journaling, writing out my thoughts, and just like sitting with them. And then around this time, I started being more intentional about spending time with God. My faith has helped me. So when I first noticed that I was going through depression, or that I was like really sad, that was around the time that I actually stopped taking God seriously. I kind of went, I guess, like on a hiatus with my faith, and that kind of lasted through college, and that was the exact same season where I went through my depression. So when I started being more intentional about realizing I want to work this out, I don't want to feel the way I feel anymore, I started taking God more seriously. I started praying to Him while I was dealing with my feelings and trying to understand what I was feeling. I would bring that to God and I would tell Him, this is how I feel. I don't know exactly what this means, but I need to give this to you because I can't feel this way anymore. So journaling, praying, and talking to God, being selective about the things I listened to, the things that I watched. So I started listening to more uplifting music that I felt had meaning for me, and that helped me get through the day. Even shows too, I started cutting shows off that just weren't really doing anything for me in the long run. I would say for me the biggest indicator was just I just had this heavy feeling of just sadness. I felt lost. I just felt unsure about my life, about why I was here. I just felt really alone. I felt really isolated into myself. I didn't feel at peace. I was very frustrated, very, very emotional. I cried all the time. So that's how I knew that something wasn't right with me. What was most important for me was dealing with my feelings. So letting go of the fact that I was embarrassed with how I felt, letting go of the fact that I felt ashamed, that I didn't want to talk to anybody, letting that go and realizing that I need to address how I'm feeling in order to get help, in order to get to a better place. So I started off by myself, by journaling. I started thinking more about why I was feeling the way I was feeling. Whenever I had a moment where I was really down and I was feeling really insecure, I would try to talk myself, not out of it, but talk myself through it. Like, okay, why do I feel this way? What just happened that I'm feeling this way? Is it out of the blue? And then once I would do that, I would bring it to God. But journaling really helped me through it. I think the most important thing is really just working through your feelings, because sometimes we don't always understand how we're feeling, but most of the time there is a reason why. We may not just know it, but there is a reason why. I started listening to my body too. I was really tired. I'm learning that your body tells you what you're feeling before your mind is able to do that. So I would get a lot of headaches because I got myself so frustrated. I was always tired because I was oversleeping, because I'd cry myself to sleep. So I listened to my body and I really tried to understand my feelings. Well, I will start off by saying I'm definitely for therapy. Actually, I tried it in college, but it didn't work because at the time I wasn't as open to it as I probably could have been for it to be more beneficial to me. But I'm open to therapy. But I think in order for it to work, you need to find somebody who has the same values with you. So I'm all for therapy, but I would lean more towards a Christian therapist. With depression and the church, just through my experience and realizing that I think my depression kind of happened because I was trying to take on life on my own and taking God out of it. So I would say that I think building a relationship with God and keeping your faith and praying, I think that is a really important factor in overcoming pretty much anything. What I learned that I needed to do is I needed to address my feelings. I needed to stop hiding how I was feeling, ignoring how I was feeling. I need to do my part and then take it to God. I can't just go to God and just tell him I'm frustrated and I'm depressed and leave it at that. I need to talk to God, talk to him why I'm feeling this way. And then he'll lead me to other people, like therapy, like journaling, like the idea of maybe I shouldn't listen to any type of music. Maybe I shouldn't watch all the shows that are out there. Maybe I should read this book about, self-help and better taking care of myself and how my body and my mind work together. I think I also needed to let go of the fact that I can't expect God to talk to me through a voice. God was talking to me through my sadness, through my moments of when I was feeling angry and frustrated. So I think prayer and faith, I think that is the number one thing, especially when it comes to depression and the church. But I think that we need to do a better job at when we seek God through it. We can't just say, God's not helping. We need to help ourselves so that God can help us too. I just want to encourage you guys, especially those who are going through a hard time in any way. I went through my season, but just because I went through it, that doesn't mean that it won't happen again. I think now I'm better prepared to take on, if it is to happen again. Feeling sad, feeling alone, like that's something that I think we're all gonna go through. It's not just gonna happen once and that's it. I think we just need to be encouraged, and we need to share our story with other people. Share the things you're learning. Share the books that you're reading. The things that God is telling you. We need to do a better job at encouraging each other and not keeping things to ourselves. I learned that the hard way, so I don't want anybody to just keep everything in to yourself, because it really breaks, like it hurts. It breaks you down, and it's not helping you, and it's not glorifying.
Thank you,
God.
Rachel.
Thank you.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
But wholly trust in Jesus' name.